Okay, let's take a look at the UV maps, and um, I'll also want to look at. I'm not sure why you didn't end up attaching these together into one continuous surface. It seems like it's weird having those seams there. So we'll take a look at the UV maps first, then I'll take a look at that. But yeah, let's just. These look good. This I thought was an odd choice cutting out that, and I'm wondering if that's really necessary. Wondering what happens. Let's turn on symmetry if we, well, and that, that. I wonder if we say move and sew. Oh, did symmetry not work? Hmm. And then, oh yeah, these two. Whoops. Um, I just think it's not a very kind of hidden place to put a seam. Um, and now let's unfold that again. Control U. Um, well, there is some stretching on the breasts for sure, um, but it's not that bad. Let's see. That looks a little stretched there. So I could see why you might have done that. Um, let's see what color feedback says. Yeah, it's not great, but it might, rather than having to deal with seams right down the center of the breast, it seems like it might be better to have it as one continuous thing and just have a little stretching. So, it's a balance always. You can make that neat again. Okay, and oh, it looks like this didn't get UV mapped. Um, Sometimes what I see happen is, oh, and also these are combined. You shouldn't combine these. Don't start combining stuff unless they're part of a seamless surface. But yeah, keep those separate. But this is, yeah, it looks like this hasn't been UV mapped and this has not been UV mapped, or has it? No, it hasn't. That's not right. So you need to UV map the skirt. That should be pretty easy to do. Legs look good. Boots, I think. No, what's going on here? Why are those all messed up? That that one looks okay. This one looks like something, because it looks like each of these. No, oh, what is going on? It looks like it's all cut up all crazy. Oh yeah, look at that. There's all these crazy shells in there. So I would just, since this one seems okay, I would just put that pivot point at the origin. D, X, middle mouse drag, Control D, scale -1. Oh, well, that's interesting. You don't have her along the center or something? Oh, geez. You should really have her centered um, on the origin. Face. I guess let's center the whole thing before we do anything else. I'm just grouping everything. I'm just gonna select everything and put it into a new group. Oh, lovely. All right. Oh, so before I try, why is she so tiny too, or what? You know, yeah. Oh, and this is way big and up here and separate from the rest of it. I wonder if something's just funny about this file. I'm going to delete all my type history. If yours is different from this, delete history and then return it again. So I didn't realize that you had this whole separate thing here, which does not appear to be mapped and is not showing the checkers now for some reason. Oh, okay, there we go. Maybe I just didn't have it on. I thought I had it on. That one's not showing the checkers, though. That's really interesting. Hmm. Still very strange. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, I would get her centered. I was gonna try to do that. Let's see if it crashes this again. I guess I'll select everything but that. Well, let's just delete this for now. Gonna try to group it again. Hopefully it doesn't crash again. Okay, good. And so the pivot should already be at her center. So let's see how perfectly that is. It is not perfect. So I will pick something in the center, like hold down D and V and middle mouse snap to there, which is perfectly in the center. Then I will click just the y-axis and hold down V and hold down D and V and middle mouse. Oops. Click here. Hold down D and V and middle mouse drag, and that should make sure that this is selected, and D and V and middle mouse drag. And so that's not working. Well, I'll just leave it there and move everything up and try to get the feet flat on the ground. I guess about like that. And I think the way these, so now let's get that at the origin, DX, middle mouse drag, Control D, scale -1. What now? Wait. Oh, I didn't move the group to the center. I'm just going to click there, hold down X, middle mouse drag. Okay, now it's centered. Now I'm going to take this DX, middle mouse drag, get that centered. Control D, scale -1. Okay. So now she's centered, feet are on the ground, boots are symmetrical and working. Okay. So that's all of that stuff. Yeah, the hair needs to. So a lot of this just isn't UV mapped. Um, hair, the skirt, the belt, this ring. And let's look at these. I'm just wondering, is this a different number of points, or what made you decide not to bridge this display? Polygons. No, sorry, display, heads-up display, poly count. And let's see, that is 12, and this is 24. Okay. And you've got some five-sided faces and stuff here. So, or is that because symmetry's on? Oh, I'm sorry. That's just because symmetry's on. Hold on. No, it's not. What do you have? Is this like an instance of the other one? Oh, okay. So you're going to have to say modify, convert instance to object. Okay. No, it won't do that. So if this is the same number of verts, there's no reason why this shouldn't be super easy to. So if that's 12 and this is 12, this should be real easy. So just select these two, mesh combine, and then I might spread these apart a little bit, but select these two, shift right mouse click bridge, easy. So I'm just, and then you can shape that a little bit more, but basically, and then let's see the head and the body. It's a little bit off here. Why does it appear not to be centered too? Wow, very not centered. Okay, well let's group these two things. Let's put the pivot point, let's say WD, V, D and V, middle mouse drag to, let's say, there. And let's click on that axis and hold down X and middle mouse drag to snap that to the center. Okay, that's centered now. And maybe you want to make a little room between these. And maybe sort of size it more to that. And then let's see, this, just turning off soft select B. That's 14 and this is 14. Great. Okay, so then you can combine these, mesh, combine, and take these edges, shift right mouse click, bridge, yeah, and then spread these out some. Shift right mouse click, slide edge, shift right mouse click, slide edge, and you can clean up that shape, and so on and so forth. So, and I think, yeah, I mean, well, this is a bit of a mess here that those aren't terminated correctly. But again, it's just same thing here. Well, something went funny with the file a little bit. You know, sometimes if you do, if I see, if it looks like you haven't done the UV map, but when you open it, you have done the UV map. Sometimes if I'm using a different version of Maya than you are, such as Mac versus Windows, or a different version number, it kind of screws things up when you open it. So if you do the edit, if that is the case, if you do edit delete all by type history and turn it in again, that should solve that problem.